Hello, welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. So tonight we are looking at Venus and Saturn, close in sextile, how it's going to affect each sign tonight. It's going to be a short reading. November 22nd is going to actually be all about improving relationships. With Venus being in Capricorn, there's like a harmonious sextile that's forming with Saturn and Pisces, where we can actually experience these beautiful alignments in love and commitments, and then building foundations of beautiful relationships. And so we're going to take a look at how this planetary placement is going to affect each sign. This is all about love, beauty, and practical Capricorn energy and building long-term security. Okay. All right. So we're going to take a look. We're starting with Aries. See how we are approaching love for Aries. And I'm also doing a little self-care tonight, having a mask. I have a turmeric mask. It's a homemade turmeric mask that was created, and it works wonders. If you want to remove blemishes from your skin, this is something to smooth out those spots and bring out the radiance in your skin. And then having a little bit of star anise and chamomile tea. And so I'm going to be using my Tarot of the Heart. We're going to start with Aries. How are you doing, Aries? Welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. And you know I will be in love with you. Up first is Aries. All right, Aries, let's take a look. Let's go, you did it. This is not only about love, but this could also be about building work relationships as well. And so for you, Aries, this may be more about how you are relating to the relationships you have in the workplace. And just building more stability with those connections. But that doesn't mean that we rule out love. It could also be about love as well. This is about pouring into long-term possibilities with your connections, opening up and allowing for room for expression. And then at the same time, you know, in areas where you might be feeling a little bit stifled or stuck, being open to receive mentorship if available, right? If someone offers you that, that might be a great opportunity to take them up on that offer. Okay. But it also could be dealing with creating and cultivating long-term love relationships as well. thought we wouldn't like this. Right, do it. Did it really at the time? All right, so you got the Lovers and Hope. Okay. I'm working on the color of my computer here. It's a new computer, and so I'm still trying to work out some kinks. That's why it looks kind of bland, but bear with me, okay? We're gonna work it out. And so with the Lovers, this is about yeah, like I said, cultivating deeper bonds with your relationships. And it could be around work relationships. It could be around love as well. I feel like you're in a time tomorrow where you're going to be possibly even having really deep discussions with people that you are in connection with, whether it's romantic or not. This is going to be possibly having open forum discussions where it's going to possibly deepen your connections. There could also be there might even be a little bit of competition coming in between your old relationships and newer relationships that you're looking to establish deeper bonds with. I see that with the Lovers here too. So you may be placed in difficult positions possibly tomorrow, or just simply making a decision to go towards something that you've yet to really establish on a deep level. For those that you already have, it's like, okay, let me put a little focus on the potential of connections that I have. Yeah, it feels very, a lot of energy around aesthetics in your relationship. So you could be appreciating people tomorrow. Maybe you'll be giving a lot of compliments, possibly giving a lot of affection and attention. Stuff like that with the Lovers is what I'm seeing. And I feel like it's bringing in the energy with hope and of just really possibly going back towards the idea of establishing deep-rooted connections. This is the opportunities arising tomorrow and possibly taking those opportunities to reach a higher level of connection. If this is possibly even having the opportunity to go back and strengthen relationships that was set to the side for a while, that could be it too. This is like the energy of really believing and having, really good ideas and intentions around establishing bonds. Really tell us, but we do need to know how to do that. Okay, let's see. What else for Aries? So I feel like tomorrow you're going to be sold on the idea of being open for deeper connections. I feel like your heart space will possibly be open. I don't feel any resistance in that area. And you could have a very high level of fiery energy. So you could be very attractive tomorrow. With the Queen of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. Very loyal energy on you tomorrow. Very active and busy towards this kind of energy. You may feel a pulling to connect with people. People may feel a pulling to connect with you, romantic and non-romantic. And it's mutual. I feel like you're going to be pulling in energy it has a mutual energy to it. And if there has been any past difficulties, tomorrow is actually going to provide an opportunity to sail past that. And if you're open to the idea of like allowing someone to come in and assist with how you're processing or how you're connecting, like that would be amazing and would probably shoot you forward. It's going to cause you to mature at a quantum rate, right? Your growth is going to grow exponentially because it's like fertile. You're fertile for this type of growth, and to have someone who knows what they're doing step in is going to explode this type of growth in your life. And so tomorrow I feel like is going to be a very beautiful day for you. You may find yourself feeling like on cloud 9 tomorrow. All right, Aries, that's what I'm getting for you when it comes to this Venus and Saturn being close in sextile energy tomorrow. That's what I have for you, Aries. Thank you for stopping by. And if you are currently in deep relationships that you're focused on tomorrow, it may embellish that even more. If you're not, you're open to it. Tomorrow's the perfect day to go ahead and. All right, so let's do Sagittarius. Sagittarius. How is this Venus being close to Saturn and sextile tomorrow going to affect you? Look at it working. It's always working. It's always working. You can get off. So for you, Saggy, tomorrow is going to be more about aligning your finances with your long-term goals. I feel like tomorrow is going to be the perfect energy to set your intentions on aligning your financial goals and setting an action or a plan in place so that you can build towards that energy. Being that the Venus and Saturn is going to be aligned tomorrow, this is going to be the perfect energy to set that intention in for you, Sagittarius. I feel like there's been things that you've wanted to accomplish when it comes to finances. And you're going to have, tomorrow's going to be a perfect opportunity to actually set that in place and to work with the energies to set goals towards that. So if you find yourself really heavily into your finances tomorrow, that's why. It's because of this energy. See, the stars come down to meet you. You look like the last time. Something new coming with you, stuck in your way, stuck in your mind. And we have the devil coming out in reverse. I feel like tomorrow is going to be definitely a day to be careful, or it's going to be a day where you're going to be successful in denying yourself. I don't know if there's addictions that you have around spending habits. Maybe you use spending as kind of like therapy, right? There's something about tomorrow that you're going to win the battle over that, and you're not going to fall into that trap tomorrow. Tomorrow may be a day that you actually set a goal or set an intention to break some type of financial spending habit that you have, some type of addiction around spending. Yeah, with strength coming out. So there's going to be some success, some extra strength and power coming in tomorrow that's going to help you be super focused, and that's going to set you on the right path to your goal. There's some goal that you've been wanting to accomplish, but it's been shortcut with spending habits in some type of way. So for you tomorrow, this is going to be about focusing on your finances. There's going to be possible decisions that you're going to be won over, making the right choice. That's going to set you on the right path for the future and landing in the place where you want to be financially. Yep. So we have the Chariot, the World. It came out in reverse, and then, but I'm going to take it upright, and then the Three of Wands. And so tomorrow is going to be, I feel like it's going to be an initiation of new energy for you, especially with the World here and the Three of Wands and the Chariot. This is almost like advancing forward, moving forward, implementing something. Tomorrow, we're not rushing. Spirit is saying don't rush into making decisions tomorrow, but allow yourself to be guided. Allow yourself to be guided. The Chariot is all about decisions, right? But it's also about discipline and measuring out those decisions according to where it is that you want to see yourself as you travel forward. The Chariot is about movement. And so there's a level of discernment and awareness that is coming in for you, Sagittarius, as you're moving forward. And I do feel like you do reach your goal. Tomorrow is going to be the start of something new and an end of old ways of doing things. You may already be in this energy. Tomorrow, that energy is going to be amplified, and it's going to solidify your intention or your plan to be set on this path to financial freedom or to this goal, whatever it is that you have set out to do financially. You're going to successfully reach that. For some of you, there could have been some consideration around travel that you have changed your mind about. Instead, you're going to actually put that towards your goal. That's why the World came in reverse, I believe. And whatever intentions or whatever energy you're pouring in is going to be amplified with this Three of Wands. Tomorrow is going to be the perfect time to do this because the energies are going to be so strong, right? This Venus and Saturn being close in sextile is creating this this extreme energy for you financially, right? And it's going to cause your intentions to be amplified and increase. and their effectiveness are going to be increased. What took you maybe 2 or 3 years to do last time, if you focus in and actually allow tomorrow to be like the launching pad, or to actually push those intentions forward, you could probably see this by the middle of next year, if not sooner. Like for the efforts that you put in, it's going to be amplified. Yeah. So that's what I see for you, Sagittarius. This is all about finances for you. Oh, I got a song to sing. Thank you, Saggy. This is all about faith. I'll see all that you are going through. Leo's next. It's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Leo, how you doing, Leo? Thank you for stopping in. Let's take a look and see how these energies will be affecting you tomorrow. For Leo, thank you, Leo, for stopping in. Let's see for Leo. I've been getting a lot of energy for you, Leo, about goals and not being thrown off of your goals, especially being that we're running into the time of the year where people tend to forget, especially health-wise and money-wise. But I feel like this season, for some reason, for you, I've been getting in your readings that you are more determined than ever, especially in this season, to not thwart your efforts and to press even harder to stay on point with your goals. Yeah. This is going to be a time where actually Saturn's going to bring in ways and opportunities for you to stay committed and find ways to actually implement those goals. And if they become difficult, there's going to be solutions brought in by Saturn to get through those difficult points. Okay? For Leo, how will Venus and Saturn close in sextile affect Leo? For Leo, this is a time to really be kind to yourself. I feel like this is a powerful time for you. We have charity out here. Always be there for you. And the Chariot. So you are actually someone that's very highly appreciated, Leo, especially during this time. Like you could be like a center point of inspiration for a lot of people. And if you're someone who's very connected with others, people appreciate you. You may not understand the ramifications and the effect that you have on people and how encouraging you are. And this may be a time tomorrow too where you feel that same love that you give out to others. Spirit wants you to actually show a little bit of that to yourself tomorrow with charity. I feel like there's a level of protection that you have around you too. There's a lot that you give out. There's a level of protection coming in around you, but your focus tomorrow, really as it pertains to Venus and Saturn close in sextile, is all about you staying focused and on point and not falling off. Tomorrow may be about staying focused and not being distracted too. You may have a lot of people pulling at your energy tomorrow, but tomorrow is about being disciplined with the Chariot here and staying focused and being aware of the decisions that you're making, okay, and how they relate to where it is that you are headed for your goals. So tomorrow is a time to be aware of the decisions, right? And how those decisions are going to affect you long term. It feels like tomorrow you're going to be amped up for some reason. I feel like tomorrow you're going to tomorrow may provide you a thrush of, if you're needing a thrush of energy or inspiration or encouragement for yourself, you're going to feel that tomorrow. Tomorrow you're going to feel especially powerful in certain ways. Yeah, and there's no way. No, that's too many. Get what you've done. Yeah, what you've done. Yeah, you are very appreciated, Leo. Get what you've done. So when you set goals, Leo, you not only accomplish and hit the victory for yourself when you accomplish that, but it's like you're carrying a lot of people with you. Other people look at you when you're victorious, they are like celebrating like a personal victory through themselves. They almost are like living vicariously through you. When you're successful and you set a goal and you accomplish that goal, people are almost like living and experiencing that success and that victory through you. We have the Strength coming out, which is you, Leo. The Queen of Wands, which is you, Leo. And then the World. Yeah. So you will be successful. You will be successful in whatever goals. I think tomorrow is just a time to be super aware of decisions as they relate to the goal. It may have more to do with how long it takes for you to fulfill this, more than whether or not you will. I feel like you most definitely will. Any goals that you're working on, the energies are going to be in your favor and working out ways when difficulties come up, right? It's almost like solutions are going to be coming up right and left for you. And I feel like you're going to be in a high energy tomorrow, like nothing is impossible, right? Very highly motivated and competent and trusting and believing in yourself. Get what you've done, my king. You may be feeling very creative tomorrow too. And feeling very solid and grounded in yourself tomorrow. So the energies tomorrow is actually really going to be supporting you in your goals and just reminding you to stay focused and mindful, right, of the decisions that are presented. Not that you won't be, but it's just, a little reminder here and there of why you started. Possibly even reminders of what it felt like to be victorious the last time, right? It's a reminder of what we're doing and what we're aiming towards. And we're going to go to what's going on. We're going to go to Taurus next. Thank you, Leo, for stopping by. We have your family down. Maybe just sit down. I want to sleep on this. Okay, Taurus. Turn the thumbs up. I know you know. My family in your heaven. Let me break down. So real. So Taurus, let's take a look and see what the energies are bringing in for you tomorrow. I think for you, this is going to be about love, Taurus. You may be actually looking back and taking a look at how you felt and how you thought about love in the past has affected, your current situations as it pertains to things like love and relationships and even feeling secure, in life and your connections. This is a time tomorrow that may bring up issues like cycles around things that have kept you from actually pursuing and establishing deeper connections. Tomorrow may bring up information that will be very useful in moving forward for you. It may reveal a lot of things that possibly have blocked you from creating the type of connections that you desire. Let's see. I do feel like Saturn's energy actually is going to be helping you to deal with these findings tomorrow that's going to come up. And it may be around, beliefs that you've had. Saturn is all about discipline. And so this may be like with that type of stuff, compassion and discipline. And then while Venus being in Capricorn may actually help you to envision something greater for yourself, right? It's going to bring in that dreamy, competent energy as it pertains to love, right? Let's see. So you will be supported tomorrow. Know that. Spirit wants more for you. So we have the High Priestess coming out and the World, right? I do feel like there's definite lessons that you've learned that's been very important. There's experiences that you've had that's taught you possibly what love is not or what you don't want, even though you may have stayed there a little bit longer than anticipated. You got the understanding of what it is that you don't want. And it probably will be very instrumental as you restructure what it is that you envision for yourself here. You may be in that very dreamy energy, just really giving it some thought about what that looks like for you. Also, I feel like with the High Priestess, these were lessons that taught you how to trust yourself. You may, in fact, have taken it to the extreme and maybe even feel like for many of you that you can only trust yourself. But, the good point in that is that you learned to trust yourself. And the good thing about this is that even when, our connections don't turn out to be what it is that we desire, when we trust ourselves, it's almost like we know when it's time to walk away, right? And it's understanding of when it's gone too far, right? It's like, okay, I've reached my limit. I can't go any further because this is telling me that this is not for me, So there's some limit that you may have learned for yourself and some level of trust that you come to understand yourself through the eyes of love and connecting. And if you have not, this is what's coming in, it's leading you towards this level of understanding in yourself. And I have the Two of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Two of Cups, right? So we are dealing with partnerships, connections, harmonious connections, understanding what that is, what that looks like, drawing on possible past experiences of definitely what it's not, right? Now let's envision what that is. What does that look like for you? Pulling in, energies that align with you, right? This is soulmate energy when we look at the Two of Cups. For some of you, you may have a connection with someone already, and this is an opportunity for you to deal with old patterns and cycles that may in fact come up within that connection tomorrow. Know that it's coming up, not to make the relationship difficult or the connection, go off on the rough end, but it's coming up so you can be aware of what still lies within you. What type of thought patterns are still active within you, right? I feel like you have really good energy around you, Taurus, or coming towards you. You have good ideas around what type of connections you want or need. It feels very reciprocal and balanced, very mutual, even open, right? There's a level of connection when it comes to not only being balanced and harmonious, but even open to connect and share resources with the Two of Pentacles. Very connected. Now the Magician brings in either this is what you're manifesting, or if you already have it, this means that you have a very strong spiritual connection that's based on some level of knowing each other on an intuitive level too. You have somebody that feels really strongly about you. There's a strong connection here. You could have somebody who thinks your thoughts and speaks your words before you get a chance to say them. For those of you that are just kind of chilling and not really in a connection, this is what you'll be imagining. Someone that you have a really tight soul bond with, that almost knows you as good as you know yourself. Someone who's very, what's the word? When they want something, they get it, right? The Magician talks about someone who will probably pursue you. It's a strong pull. Someone who very have a high sense of belief in self. Like when they want something, they go after it. All right. Or that's you. It could be you too, Taurus. But it's bringing in this energy for you tomorrow to actually address some possible past patterns, cycles. All of this is going to come up and give you an opportunity to even further solidify the connection that you have. It could only help, right? When you go to dealing with past trauma and issues or old ways of thinking. And if you're not in a connection, this is you just kind of ruminating in that energy of what that is that you want. Okay. I love it. Thank you, Taurus, for stopping by. Say so. Y'all got to deal with me singing. I'm just in a singing mood tonight. Next, we have Gemini. Hi, Gemini. How are you tonight? So, Gemini, I feel like you're naturally, you're going to be thinking about love, right? Possibly establishing deeper connections, stronger bonds in your connection, if you have a connection right now, Gemini. Also tapped into your desires in life overall. If you are someone who's very affiliated with your goals, right? This energy tomorrow, Venus and Saturn close in sextile, is going to set that energy ablaze, right? It's going to spark that energy even more. Yeah. There may even be a holistic approach, right? You could be implementing different areas of your life to align with your highest goals. You're very tapped into yourself tomorrow and what it is that you want, what it is that you need. You're very tapped into that energy tomorrow during this time. For some of you, you are craving more holistic experiences. And I feel like partly that's because you have come to a place where you want something different, or there's been some inkling that has sparked your interest and you're like being pulled in to seeking more holistic experiences. Yeah, so both your relationships and your career goals are going to be highlighted tomorrow. For Gemini, during tomorrow's energy. All right, so we have justice out here. Yeah, that makes sense. There's more, you're going to be bringing in more balance between your connections, your love life, romance, possibly your connections and your goals. There's going to be a balancing coming in. I feel like you are seeking this more holistic experience right now, Gemini, with the Fool and the Justice. I feel it strong for you. You're seeking something new right now. And it has a lot to do with aligning things in your life and experiencing something new. Let's see. You could be having, your appetites are changing. What you're desiring and craving, it's changing. You might even be confused by this, Gemini. I feel like one of the things that's happening is you're more assertive and attentive and more aware of trying to bring things into alignment with what it is that you value, right? Let's see. For Gemini, yeah, we have the High Priestess coming out. So you may realize like the parts of your life when it comes to your connection that's not really well grounded. It may not be providing the stability and the fulfillment that you want, and it doesn't feel solid the way that you want it to. You may be coming to that realization. And I feel like right now you could be really trying to tap in to yourself and hear yourself. This could be happening suddenly too. You could be on this voyage, like it's almost like you've set sail in a whole different direction, where you're actually very aware of certain things that you no longer want to do, and so you are starting to aim at eliminating those things, even if it's just little small things. I feel like there's this increasing awareness of what you feel like could possibly bring you more fulfillment in life. It could be love. It could be otherwise too. There's certain things that are changing with you right now, all of a sudden, right, Gemini? And this is a really good time where you are actually pulling in things that are feeding, each other. If you don't see it as useful, I don't feel like you're going to waste time on it. But if it actually plays a part in feeding these goals or these desires that you have around connections, you're pulling them in. And you're looking for like minds or people that you feel like relate to where you are right now. Yeah. I feel like you're very holistically aligned. You're looking for something more. You could be doing things like taking a peek at things that you've never really considered before. I don't know why I'm hearing yoga. Somebody's trying to get into some yoga. Somebody's trying to get into meditation. Something holistic. I feel you just kind of creeping in. Yeah. Tomorrow, you're going to be feeling that energy real strong. You may have had just a couple of small little thoughts about it. Well, tomorrow is going to be very affirming. There may be a settling in your spirit tomorrow that, yes, that's the right direction that we need to move into. Okay. I just feel like things are going to be aligning more with your value, with your values. That may be the energy just being reinforced tomorrow for you, Gemini. You're craving new experiences. For those of you that are a little bit standoffish, I feel like part of that too is you're craving more nurturing connections too. And if it doesn't provide that potential, like you may be moving away from things that are shallow and don't provide a deep level of connection or fulfillment. You're just looking for something more fulfilling. That's what I'm feeling for you, Gemini, tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, Gems, for stopping by. Till next time. Breathe, Gemini. Breathe. All right. Cancer, how you doing, Cancer? Welcome. All right, for Cancer. So tomorrow, let's see what's happening with Cancer. I always forget that we have the High Priestess or the High Priest in this deck. So we have the High Priest out here for you, Cancer. And then we have the Strength card too. So I feel like during this time for you, this is really about maybe reflecting on where you have not been really as open as you'd like to be, or as vulnerable as you'd like to be. I feel like for some, there has been this fear of vulnerability or exposure. Not that there's something bad that could be revealed, but it's almost like not wanting to be placed in a position where you will be vulnerable or weak or exposed. So that may be coming up. Just taking a look at how you've held yourself back in that way. Possibly even avoiding certain things, certain subjects. Excuse me. And so there may be the energy and the support coming in tomorrow for you with the High Priest and Strength that may help you to be find balance, right, in that area between honesty and sensitivity, and opening up in ways that you have not allowed yourself to in the past, right? With the High Priest and the Strength, this is giving me energy of regimen, routine, just being really regulated and not having a lot of wiggle room, you know. And so I feel like those might be like the energies that you're going to be thinking about, maybe how you have kept such a very solid, stern disposition, right? That haven't allowed that level of vulnerability. Tomorrow, there might be opportunities to open up to conversations that you may not have allowed yourself to have. Or you may have a desire or a drawing to open up and share some things that you've kept very close to your heart. You know, I almost feel like there's like a fear, like of something, because in this picture with the Strength, she's like trying to catch the column because she's afraid it's going to fall over or break, right? So she's trying to catch it from falling, right? There's like some fear that something will get broken or something will fall off. It's almost the fear of losing maybe control. But tomorrow's going to bring in the support for you to do that without having to feel like you're going to lose some sense of safety. You know, you're going to be able to do it very authentically, possibly. You're going to have an opportunity. But let's see. For Cancer. I don't know if this is dealing, I don't think it's necessarily dealing with like connections, or it's just in general. This could be dealing more with you than anything else. We have the Ace of Wands, the Ten of Cups. My life, my life, oh no. My life, my life, my life, oh no. Ace of Cups, Ten of Cups, and Justice, right? And so this could be in a practical sense, right? This could be, even thinking of new ways that you can come together and connect with people, right? Looking at practical ways to do that differently. Possibly that could even be more successful, create a more successful environment, that will thrive when there's that sense of openness and trust, right? And so there could be ideas that you get tomorrow that align with that kind of energy, those kind of ideas. For some of you, this is in regards to family. The Ten of Cups is about family and connections, being able to produce the reward, the respect, the success that you need. This might be one of the things that will actually cause you to be more successful in what you do, right? Being more open, more honest, emotionally honest and sensitive and authentic. So this energy that's coming in tomorrow, that's going to stimulate these type of thoughts, is going to be very effective. It may be giving you ideas that you'll need to be open to, right? It could be ideas that you'd be like, well, I would never do that, but the idea maybe, in fact, need to be something that you can be open to open up more opportunities or to create a more conducive environment that will produce more success, right? That's what it feels like to me. Yeah, and then the Justice is talking about just looking for more balance, not being all the way over here or too much over here, but actually just being open, to balance things out a little bit more. Maybe being a little bit more flexible is what I'm getting to. There could be possibly some energies around or ideas around being a little bit open and a little bit more flexible. I don't know. But it all feels like this is dealing with yourself. It doesn't necessarily, well, the Ten of Cups does talk about connections, but I feel like the focus is mostly internal, right? You taking a look at ways that you can actually be a little bit more open. I feel like tomorrow is bringing in influences to find balance, a healthy balance between being a little bit more open and sensitive, but also maintaining that level of honesty too. You can't shoot me down, no. All right, that was for you, Cancer. Thank you for stopping by. I definitely like that energy. I feel like you'll be challenging yourself tomorrow with ideas that will be bursting through. Let's do outer space. Virgo. Hi, Virgo. Welcome. Guess I had to go there. Guess I had to come here. Yeah. Virgo, welcome. Let's take a look at how the energies tomorrow will be actually coming through for you. And what encouragement, what inspiration, what challenges, with Venus and Saturn being close in sextile. So far, it's been really inspirational. It's been stuff like that's being opened up and released and freed and placed in motion or sped up, you know. Let's see what's coming through for you. You can shoot me down, no. All right, so for Virgo, so for you, Virgo, this is going to bring in the energy to actually take a look and observe what you're pulling towards you. Is it, you know, it's almost like looking to see if you're pulling in superficial, if you're attracting superficial energy, or if it's actually solid, stable energy that has long-term potential, right? You may be actually looking in to see, like, the type of person you want to be with. You may be thinking about that tomorrow. And how that is actually relating to what it is that you're prioritizing, right? Do you prioritize things that are shallow and superficial? Or do you actually prioritize more soul-aligned things, things that have a depth to them? What do you prioritize? I feel like right now in the energy tomorrow, it's going to point out that more stable energy, that long-term commitment energy that's going to be grounded in stability and mutual respect and honor. You're going to be possibly with the judgment here that came out. I feel like you're going to be thinking back and looking at some of the decisions you've made. If in fact you've been very focused on superficial things, you may in fact see that reflected in the relationships that you pulled in. If in fact you've been actually, focused more in depth and looking at more high level qualities like trust, respect, setting goals, future goals, like then you'll see that reflected in your relationships as you look back. I think this energy tomorrow with the High Priest, the energy tomorrow is actually asking you to take a look back and see the decisions that you've made and how you base those decisions and how those decisions have brought in the relationships that showed up for you. Mm-hmm. I think you hold a very high level of power when it comes to the relationships. And you pull in exactly what you want. That's why it's being brought up for you to actually measure your desire on what you see for yourself long term with what you're pulling in right now. So if there's a mismatch in the intention and the result, there's something there to take a look at. Because you may say that you want a long-term relationship and you want somebody trustworthy, but you may be attracting or going after something that gives a short-term gratitude. You know what I mean? And it's asked, the energy tomorrow will be asking you to take a look at your motives and your intentions. Take a look a little bit deeper. But let's see what else comes out for Virgo. Ooh, I was just about to say when the Six of Swords came out, for those of you that are in relationships, this could cause a little trouble in paradise, because when you start to really evaluate, sometimes there's a truth to be realized that you may not be wanting to hear right now. So I think tomorrow with the Six of Swords, this possibly could be possibly realizing the need to move away from some things, and the world comes out too. This is talking about mature, fulfilling relationships. And if what you have right now, you may actually be realizing some things tomorrow that may need to be, dealt with. And it could be realizing you need to move away from something very immature and very shallow and very driven on things like drama and excitement and thrill, but there's no long term in that. And so when it comes to love, right, tomorrow may be driving you more into realizing what you really desire, right? If it's mature, long-term, substantiated, balanced relationships with the Six of Pentacles, where you both share resources, you both benefit from things, right? It's not one-sided. It's mature, it's fulfilling and cooperative, right? And so the energies tomorrow may actually cause you to actually stop and reflect, okay, on what it is that you're pulling in, what it is that you want. If you have it, then hey, yeah. Judgment says, I've looked back and I made some really good decisions. Okay. I'm glad I decided that, because it landed me right where I need to be, right? If not, then there's some things that, will be realized tomorrow when you take time to reflect. But you hold that power. You came out as the high priest. For some, there's the consideration here of marriage. Possibly even realizing I do have what I want, and I realize this is it. And so this is marriage material. Whether you're the high priest, you may have a high priest in your life. This is good stuff right here. Solid stuff right here. When the living, tomorrow is all about the future energy. You will be talking and thinking about aligning with what you desire in the future, Virgo. That's going to be on your mind. Libra, hi Libra. How are we doing today? Let's take a look and see how these energies are going to affect you tomorrow, Libra, having Virgo and Saturn close in sextile. So there is a reflection that will be brought to your attention tomorrow. You could very much be thinking back on how your words, how your actions, how your attitude has actually created this dynamic, right? And that could be really focused on this family energy, right? Tomorrow, I feel like your focus is going to be pitted around family and kind of how you fit in with that picture and how you've created the energies that are currently in operation. You could be, this energy tomorrow is going to cause you to kind of pull in to a close examination of how you fit into the picture of what your family energy looks like right now. And let's take a look and see. It's possibly going to be asking you to take a look at how you're showing up. And if you're showing up like, with the intentions of actually being a part, caring, being responsible, and doing your part for the connection. How are you showing up? To see if what you have, right, is actually something that's built on things like trust and respect. Is there support, right? This is concerning not only your family dynamic, but also your relationships. What type of relationships are you investing in right now? And do those relationships, do they have these key elements? Trust. Can you trust the people that you're giving your energy to? Respect. Is there an element of respect there? And support. Is the support reciprocal? Because I feel like you came out as the Chariot. That means you are very valued. There's something that you bring to the table that possibly can't be found anywhere else, right? It's understanding your value and what you're bringing to the table, and the fact that you desire and you deserve someone that can match that energy. Okay. Yep. The Empress. And so this is an evaluation of currently if you are, balanced when it comes to your connections or your relationships. This is examining what is it that you see for yourself when you look long term. What do you want? It's stopping long enough to think about what that is. And then once you realize what that is, it's aligning your actions today to align, to make sure that you are able to get there tomorrow, Libra. Because if you're saying you want one thing, but today what you have is not aligning with what you're seeing in the future, then chances are it's not going to evolve into that over time, right? It's realizing that there is an alignment today that leads us where we want to see ourselves tomorrow. And so there could be some energy coming in that's causing you tomorrow to stop and take a look at what it is that you want. And is what you have right now today, is that reflecting what you see for yourself in the future? Because what it is today is only going to be, an evolution of that tomorrow, right? And so if it's that you want a relationship, we're going to call this blue, right? You see yourself with this blue relationship, whatever that means for you. But right now, when you look around, all you see is red, right? And you're like, well, that's not necessarily what I see in the future. This is red. This is something totally different, right? Red is not going to become blue just because time passes. Red is always going to be red. So if you see blue in the future, then yeah, it's understanding that the red is not going to turn into the blue in the future. It's just going to be red in the future, right? And so there may be a need to re-examine and to align what you have today so that you can start building on it for the future, right? But let's see. With this Charity and the Empress, you bring a lot. You bring a lot. 10 of Pentacles. Yeah. I feel like for who I'm talking to, there is this desire for solid foundations, right? The Ten of Pentacles is that. It's building solid, strong foundations that lead far into the future. This is long-term commitment. You see, he's holding his grandchild, right? That's what kind of commitment we're talking about. Commitments that last decades, centuries. We have the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Okay. And so I feel like this has a lot to do with someone wanting a secure family life, right? One where you could actually leave a legacy. Yeah, the Star. This is what you desire. This is what you hope for in the future. And you could be this kind, romantic woman in the Queen of Cups, or you could desire this kind of connection with someone who is very intuitive, very in touch with themselves and connected with others in a very deep way. The Charity and the Empress has that energy. All over this reading is this very deep being, very Venusian energy, very connected, and very strong, yet passionate, and knows when to be soft. And then it's also feels like a connection that's one that you would enjoy. Now, don't get it twisted, right? There's a difference between having a successful relationship and an enjoyable one, right? You can have this success, but not have, the joy, right? But this says that you want something that you can enjoy too. And you may not be very, rushing into anything. You could be just kind of sitting back and biding your time, right? You may not be really rushing forward. Or you could be connected currently with this kind of relationship that does not really have commitment, right? And so if you're with somebody that is not really looking into commitment, but this is what you want in the future, that was what I was talking about, that red and that blue. Okay, so tomorrow may be bringing in those energies tomorrow for you to take a look at that, okay? Possibly align, possibly look at some things a little bit closer, reevaluate what it is that you want, because coming out as Charity and the Empress and the Queen of Cups, honey, people would actually, it's a big deal to be with somebody like you. Okay, so don't shortchange yourself, Libra. All right, thank you for stopping by. All right, how are you showing up, Libra? Okay, so we have Scorpio coming in next. Scorpio. Let's see how these energies are going to be coming in around you, Scorpio. All right. So I feel like these energies for you is going to be possibly taking a look at evaluating your current mindsets. Are you basing your decisions and your reactions based on something that happened in the past that's no longer current? Are you basing your current realities on old dated ideas that are no longer relevant, that may not even be a reality anymore? Tomorrow may bring in energies to kind of cause you to look at how you're seeing things and if it's still justified to even see them that way. Or is that just something that is just replaying out of habit? When I ride you here, I was trying to think of an example. Well, I just feel like this energy coming in is encouraging you to, when we talk about being grounded and we're talking about staying connected, right, to right now, to the practical moment, and being able to be fluid, right? Things change. We're evolving. Nothing ever stays the same. And so it's allowing yourself to actually move as necessary, as appropriate, and not be stuck in any one point in time. There were things that happened in the past that probably was not, very conducive to you enjoying life or moving forward. But that was the past. That doesn't dictate how things will be in the future. And so part of that is learning the lesson, but staying moving forward, right? Learning how to eat the meat and throw away the bone, right? Is what that's saying. And so there's some shift that's coming in, or the energy is going to help you with this shift from being emotionally triggered in some type of way to being more logical about why you make your decisions, not being emotionally affected, right? So the energy tomorrow may bring up possibly some old memories, some old circumstances or situations that placed you in some level of a cycle, right? Or trigger in some type of way. And you've been in that space for a while, but it's going to come up tomorrow and possibly allow you to see that so that you can move past it. We have the Magician here and the Chariot. This is difficult. I have to kind of give you a little bit of sympathy because it is difficult, especially when we're talking about emotions and connections. Like, you can only be let down so many times and disappointed so many times to where you just throw in the towel. You're like, okay, forget it. I'm not trusting nobody else. I'm not doing it no more, right? Oh, I know what that is. Like, you meet somebody new and they start doing something that reminds you of somebody that, did something crazy. And you're like, oh, right? It's triggering sometimes. It's hard to trust again sometimes, but I feel like this energy coming in right now may in fact assist you in creating new ways to deal with this, right? The Magician is in this deck is very crafty. Like, you can give the Magician a stick, a rock, a match, and a bottle of water and sit them on a corner, and he'll come back with a whole business and employees, and you know what I mean? And so the Magician is very crafty, and that may point to the energy that will be coming in to support you tomorrow. or support this new direction that you'll be pointed in. The magician is also known to be a master creator. Like you can actually create and go in whatever direction you decide, but it's being open to your abilities and your options. And realizing your power and your position of choice with the Chariot here. This is almost like you can have anybody that you want or anything that you want. But as long as you don't know that, you just stand there wanting, right? There's some level of coming in and helping you to realize the place that you stand in, Scorpio. It's a very magical place, a very fruitful place. There's going to be some realization tomorrow, right? And this whole time we've been thinking that we have to shield ourselves from protection when actually we've been the aggressor. Like we've actually been the one in power, you know? It's almost like that kind of energy for Scorpio tomorrow. So there's the energy tomorrow is going to help you steer from that very reactive based, you know, no longer are you going to be feeling, you're going to see yourself reacting to things when actually you should have been initiating things, not reacting, but causing or placing things in you know, motion. It's that kind of energy. Like you are the aggressor, no longer the victim, you are the victor. No longer the hunted, you are the hunter. There's something about this energy tomorrow with this magician and this Chariot. Spirit wants you to realize that this cycle, this mental pattern has diverted you from really seeing the truth. And so we have the King of Wands, the Five of Cups, and the High Priestess, right? So the Five of Cups is that preoccupation, right? You can't see your power if you always seeing yourself in victim mentality or always feel like you're missing out on something, or always in regret or remorse, or there's some level of resentment, right? But that's been a distraction to keep you in that cycle and to keep you away from that creating energy of clarity. But this energy tomorrow, something tomorrow is going to awaken you to this fact. This is beautiful. I like this. And there's going to be some inner knowing that come in for you that you're going to be able to take advantage of. Some clarity. How is this going to come in for Scorpio tomorrow? How will this come in? It's almost like the Empress. It's in realizing, who you are. And what you have at your disposal. I almost see somebody pouting or upset or hurt, but that's been a distraction from the reality of what it is. The Empress and the King of Wands and the High Priestess. From the inner to the outer, baby. The world is your playground. I feel like one of the things that needs to happen is just to stop caring what people think. Free yourself. Stop caring what people think. Sometimes we put ourselves under pressure. And it can be very convenient for others, but we got to take that power back. Now, if there's been anybody that's been at the lowest of the low, listen, been there, done that, got a t-shirt for it. Listen, even at the lowest of the low, there's nowhere to go but up. If you make up in your mind that you are unstoppable and that you will continue to come back, right, stronger. This is like the energy of the bird, the burning bird that keeps rising again, the phoenix, right? As long as you have in your mind that you will not be defeated, then you won't, period. Nothing will stop you. Nothing will keep you down. So there's some energy tomorrow around releasing yourself. Spirit releasing you from this long cycle of being preoccupied with something that really had nothing to do with you. Sometimes we end up carrying the burdens too. There's a saying that says the sins of the father will visit the sons, or something like that. Sometimes we're dealing with things that have been handed down to us from another generation. Even with that, okay, that's still not going to keep me down. I don't receive that. I don't accept that as my final destination. There's more for me. Spirit wants you to know that and to accept your rightful place. I feel like just someone has accepted something, not something less than what they are supposed to be getting right now. But we're not going to stay there. We got to get up. As long as there's air in my body and blood running warm through my vein, there is creativity for me to get up again. And I don't care who don't like it. Let it burn, yeah. Let it burn, baby. Yes. Sometimes when you're happy, that's when everybody else start acting up. Just let them act up. Listen, that ain't got nothing to do with you. Well, let's see. We're going to move on to Capricorn. Anytime that you're with me. So Capricorn. All right. It's time for you to start embracing the support and the beauty that comes to you in your connections. Anytime you get free, it's like the whole world cries to get to you and me. Oh, burn, burn, burn. So for you, Capricorn, it's time to start accepting the support coming through in your relationships. You may, in fact, be sensing just a little bit of oomph, right, coming from your relationships. The support may, in fact, seem just a little bit more enjoyable. May seem a little bit different, a little bit more vibrant and colorful. I feel like things are aligning for you during this season where Venus and Saturn is close in sextile. It's almost like things are being aligned for your highest good as it pertains to love. And as it pertains to connections and companionship. I feel like for someone you've been looking and waiting for a specific kind of love. I feel like this is bringing in that change of season for you. As it pertains to you, Capricorn, I feel like things have been a little bit imbalanced for a while. This is going to bring in the energy to balance things out. There's a change that's coming in tomorrow for you. It's almost going to be like a change of the season. And you're going to feel that in your connection. Spirit is asking you to be open to that. Yep. We have the Strength here. And the Ten of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords. I feel like you've carried a lot of burdens, Capricorn, that wasn't yours to carry. You've cared a little bit too much, if that's possible, right? I used to be like the most caring person in the world until I realized that that's what was aging me and that I'm not God, right? And so I have to release a lot of that stuff. And I feel so much better. But I feel like you carry a lot of burden for others. It's a beautiful thing. But it could be draining, and it can place us in a position where it's hard to really bring in what it is that we want because we're so burdened with other people's stuff. We're not free to pull anything in for ourselves. I feel like there's a level of being freed from that possibly because I feel like Spirit is shifting things. There's a balance coming in that wants to come in, right? There's a change that's taking place right now. And I feel like it's positioning you to pull in the connection, the love, and, things that you've desired. There's an aligning for that that's happening starting tomorrow. Yeah. Spirit is asking you to be patient, Capricorn. Be patient. I could be talking to someone who is very stable, right? It's like you could be in a relationship, but if, it doesn't happen, you'll be okay. You're very stable. But this has something to do with a very joyful, a very loving connection for you. This could also have something to do with and beauty is a name. Rewards, when it comes to you looking towards the future, being very successful with it, whatever you put your mind to do or you plan to do. The Ten of Cups talks about whatever that is, it's going to bring in fulfillment for you, your definition of fulfillment. Your definition of what that is going to be rewarding and successful for you. And it's going to be good. Now, this King of Pentacles is what I'm looking at. This chocolate thunder right here. This could be somebody that's bald-headed. Somebody that has a level of status and somebody who's very secure in themselves and loves to love, This could be someone who holds status in a position, with society in general. Someone who's very grounded and balanced. who's very much in touch. You know, we always feel like we want a masculine dude, but this is somebody who's in touch with their feminine aspect as well. That's a part of being balanced, you know, because we want that balance, right? Just like we carry, as women, we carry masculine energy, right? That means that we are able to handle things if we need to, right? And so there's a balance that we all have, whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, right? This could be for you, either or, because we're just talking about energy. So Spirit is preparing you, right? And aligning you with love and connection and companionship. You've been seeking that. Spirit hears you. Now tomorrow, okay, the energies are coming in for you to be open to that. To be open, to embrace support that's being brought your way. And when you find that things feel a little bit different as the energies come to you, the support is to bring you to that energy of being open and receptive, okay? Because Spirit is preparing you for it, for this love connection. All right, that's for you, Capricorn. I love it. Congratulations. She must be. All right, Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, let's see what's coming in for you during this season. All right, so there's some aligning happening for you tomorrow. Through this alignment tomorrow, there's going to be some clarity that come in that's going to help you to understand why people left or why you had to leave, why things ended. And you're going to see things when this alignment happens tomorrow. You're going to see things from a more mature perspective. Like you're going to understand some things. So I'm going to be like 2020, looking back and just seeing it clearly. Though it wasn't clear in the moment, you're going to see it clearly as you look back at it. Bang, bang, bang. So this may also invite in the energy of healing through past hurts, past relationships, disappointments, or failures. For some of you, this could be even the energy of reconciliation that may be sparked by a conversation that happens. That's actually going to bring in understanding around something that wasn't quite clear at one point in time. This could also bring on some type of apology for some misunderstanding. So either this is going to be a moment of reconciliation or it's going to give you the clarity and the peace to just move forward, okay? And so you might even be thinking right now of the relationships that you already know could benefit from closure or healing. That opportunity may come here. Yep. And I feel like for some of you, for the majority of you, the significance of this is moving forward, not carrying that baggage forward with you. because what's waiting for you in the future requires for you to be light. Pack light, honey, because you ain't gonna have no room for all of them bags. Okay. And this is going to bring in the balance needed too. For somebody, you're going to find out if you were actually treated unfairly, how that actually played out on that other side. You didn't know at the time, but somebody may have gotten some serious karma behind how they did you, Aquarius. And this conversation may, in fact, give light to that. Okay. This may be the reason for this apology coming in. No matter how that plays out, you're going to end up having a sense of peace as you move forward. All is well. You know, there's just something very peaceful and settling. And it's not that we want people to get karma or see people done bad, but it's like, dang, why I have to end like that, you know? But when we can both come to the understanding of what happened, and we both can take responsibility for our parts in what happened, and just come to grips like that, okay, it happened. I'm sorry for my part I played in it. You know, they apologized. It's just that. Everybody wipes their hands. We walk away peacefully, right? Lesson learned to carry on to our next connection. You know, it's just something very beautiful about that. And that's what it feels like. For Aquarius. Yeah. So I have the Fool again, definitely moving forward, starting something new. We have the Strength, definitely carrying forward with you lessons that you've learned that may have actually created this beautiful star that you are today. We have the King of Wands, that motivation to move forward and to venture out, and the Star, being guided, being hopeful, right? Not really just piling all of your woes and sorrows on what happened, but actually having a sense of hope for the future, whether it's love or otherwise. You know, having your heart set on just going higher and fulfilling dreams and living out your life's worth, you know, being inspired. That's that King of Wands energy, that unstoppable energy. None of this stopped you, but it actually added more fuel to the fire to inspire you more. So these are the energies that are going to be sparked upon this healing that's going to happen through the energies coming out here for you. Open my eyes, sing it in song, oh yeah. That's for you, Aquarius. I know that you love me. Somebody's going to tell you that they still love you, but they're going to let you go, though. I know that you love me. Pisces. All right. Pisces, getting out there. I feel like you're going to be more willing to get out and mingle, not romantically, but more socially, and ready to actually be connected with people, more authentic in your connections, and be wanting to be more open and honest, you know, about what you're feeling, about what you've been through. I feel like you're going to want more authentic connections. And for the ones that you already have, you're going to be looking to strengthen those connections. Sing it in song. Oh, yeah. This may be you even possibly planning or having friends or wanting to spend like more quality time, probably making engagements to do that. I know that you love me. And then opening up, being more vulnerable in your connections and being more supportive too of others in your connections, not just doing the listen to my problems, but you're going to be open to actually offer support for others during difficult times. And so I feel like you'll be falling into more authentic connections here, Pisces. That's going to be reciprocal too. I feel like you are looking and noticing those connections you have that are worth keeping and carrying long term. You're identifying those. We have Charity and the Devil. So, first of all, Charity places you in a very valued space. Like you have something that you can't get everywhere. And people see that about you. Now, the thing about that is that's both a blessing and a curse because you have this very nurturing, this very golden quality about you. Some people will see that and want to harness that energy or take advantage of that. They may, in fact, mistake you as being a fool, right? You know, because of that type of energy that you carry. But I feel like this is really like you seeing possibly the connections that you have that are worth giving your time and your energy to, and actually investing into the future with, and those that are not. This might be just the separating the wheat from the tare, and there may be people that's showing their you know what's right about now, just so that you can see who people really are. So you can have a clarity on what that is. I feel like right now you are desiring a higher level of integrity when it comes to your connections and those people that, because I feel like with this Charity, you're someone who don't typically half give. Like when you decide that you care for someone and you claim someone as family, it's like you actually treat them that way. And you would probably be the person to give your shirt off your back for somebody that you consider family, you know? And so this is walking away from things that no longer align with your expectations, walking away from people that no longer align with your expectations, and reaching a higher level of fulfillment when it comes to your connections. Especially when you know it's not going to amount to nothing anyway, right? Now, the Four of Wands is actually being a part of a community that celebrates you and that acknowledges your successes, right? And also the sorrows that you experience. It's people that stand by your side through thick and thin, through the ups and the downs. and being really content in this energy. So I feel like there's going to be some, making some decisions on, really pointing out who's worthy and going with that, right? It almost feels like just really being willing to open up and let all of your self show and be vulnerable, but being choosing the right energy for that, not just doing that with just anybody. It's eliminating those that aren't worthy and really drawing those that are closer, you know? For some of you, there's some aspect of dealing with disappointment here, feeling a little bit undervalued or rejected, possibly lonely in some ways if you are going through difficult times as it pertains to your connections. This is a time, to evaluate those relationships that meet up to your standards and those that don't, you know. This may be drawing you in to make those decisions. Yeah. So what type of things can you do to nurture those relationships and, let them grow stronger? And, these are your people, those people that have already proven to be your tribe, it's focusing your energy there. And this energy tomorrow, starting tomorrow, may in fact point out or cause you to think and realize like who that is, what that is. There's some level of commitment you're being drawn into. It's just a matter of what's worthy of your commitment. Okay, Pisces. That's what I have for you. And that's all I have with this energy coming in around Venus and Saturn close in sextile. And this is really about beauty and love and, focusing really on building connections, building security, right? However, we saw that some people were focused on their finances, some people were focused on their relationships, some people were focused on themselves, but in efforts to build this long-term stability or security. And actually focusing on like certain parts of structure and discipline that will lead us into that energy, right? It's really bringing in a time of really being open and viable to the energy that needs to come in and work with us to complete some of these desires that we have in our heart. It's going to soften us up so that we can actually approach it, in a loving way, not fickle, but very stable and responsible, while also, allowing things to transform on a deep level as well. That's what transforms, everyday things into something special. It's being able to go deep with it and actually, get to the root of the problem and be willing to work on those things and invite in new energies, new ways of looking at things. And so that's what I see for us. Let me know how it resonates. Like, share, comment. And I will see you all very soon. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you have not yet. And thanks again for stopping by Blood Moon Oracle, coming in with energies in this season. Until next time, hopefully I won't have a mask on my face next time, but it's okay. Listen, This is everyday stuff, okay? Me doing some me time, taking care of my skin. So if you want the recipe, let me know. It's a beautiful, radiating mask for the skin, made with, I forget the name of it now. It's a yellow mustard colored spice. It's actually an Indian spice that you can season your food with. You know, you can do masks. They use it for a lot of things. But I forget the name of it all of a sudden. It was at the beginning of the video, so you could always go back to see the main ingredient in the mask. All right, you guys, I'm going to let you go until next time. Take care. I'm not going to add a video on this one simply because it's a different kind of video. It's like a live. And so, but next time we will see what Spirit brings up for us to talk about. Enjoy these energies as Venus and Saturn are close in sextile. And also, as we go into, I believe we're about to go into retrograde in a couple of days here. And so that's also something that we need to prepare for as well. It's not as big as it is made to seem. It gives us a chance to go back and possibly redo some things, another opportunity to correct some things, possibly. That's how I look at it. And so until next time, thanks for stopping by. It's been a pleasure reading for you. All right. Bye.